What's going on, guys? It's SquireTrades here, back with a new episode after a long time. It is June 10th, 2025 at 1:42 p.m. in the afternoon as I'm recording this. And I guess just some general updates. This is my first video as a full-time trader. I've quit my job. I'm doing this full time now, day in and day out. And there's been a lot of change since the last time we all caught up to my model, to my strategy, to my approach with the markets, and really just about everything, life, you name it. So I'll just cover kind of what I'm looking for, what my model is, whatever it may be. You can see here on the month, and we're going to start on the month. This is one big change for me. High time frame, middle time frame, basically no lower time frame. So my high time frame, what you're going to see me do a lot of the time is I have a monthly bias, but it's not as important as my weekly bias as well as my daily. Daily bias. When these all align, beautiful things happen. You catch massive runs. Like here, these couple months back in 2023, these couple months, if you caught this movement down, catch this movement up. If you look at it from a weekly perspective, straight down, straight up, V, swept this sell side liquidity down here, you name it. I look and identify monthly, weekly, and daily bias. My middle time frame, I'm typically looking at the 4-hour and the 1-hour. And then as far as my low time frame, I guess if you wanted to call it that, what I personally use to execute on is I use the 1-hour for my executions. Sometimes I'll dip down into the 15-minute. And very rarely will I dip down into the 5-minute. And you'll recall last time we spoke, this was my model as simply as I can lay it out. I had a 4-hour, I had a 15-minute, and I had a 1-minute. What was I doing on the 4-hour? I was trading internal to external. I was identifying on my middle time frame some kind of internal to trade out of. And then just a 1-minute execution. OTE, optimal trade entry, you name it, whatever you want. It has a million different names at this point, honestly. Everyone calls it something different. But this was my model last time. And you'll notice there's no high time frame on here. There's nothing to do with the daily chart. There's nothing to do with the weekly chart. There's nothing to do with the monthly chart. This is just all low time frame in the weed stuff. And as long as the market's trending, right, that doesn't matter. So, very briefly, I can kind of lay one out here, I was looking for 4-hour internal to external. What do you call internal? Internal is just a fair value gap. External is just your buy side liquidity. You guys can draw this out for yourselves. And buy side up there, sell side here. This should be a straight line, right? We kind of dump. So if your bias is long on the weekly time frame, like it probably was somewhere down here, or sorry, on the 4-hour or whatever, internal, right? And then you can dip down. Let's say we wanted to dip down here, and you get onto the 15-minute chart. You watch for some kind of reaction. Market structure shift, boom, there's your market structure shift. And this is Asia, whatever. So that's my old model. How I currently operate now is I'm identifying a high time frame bias, monthly, weekly, daily. You can see last month, big bullish month, even though price was some of the worst price I've ever seen in my career. We inverted this massive monthly bearish fair value gap. And so I'm just looking for continuation up to these highs coming into this month. We're going to call this our buy side liquidity and also our target, right? On the weekly chart, I mean, you can also kind of see we've inverted this whole move almost. We have one weekly bearish fair value gap that's blocking us. We're looking to invert that this week. Down here on the daily chart, what do we have? Again, massive bullish movement. We dipped down here, retested these daily fair value gaps, respected them, moved price higher, tested and created this daily fair value gap, also continued to respect it. So you can see what we're kind of doing here is we're just going and making swing high, swing low, swing high, swing low, swing high, swing low, swing high, low, high, low, and now I'm looking for another drive higher. You don't got to overcomplicate things, right? If you're bullish on the month, if you've inverted this SIBI right here, this bearish fair value gap, if you have resting buy side liquidity above you, if you're moving up, you're respecting, right? You're respecting bullish imbalances. You're respecting bullish price. What are you doing? You're cutting through this volume imbalance. You're cutting through this volume imbalance. You're cutting through this bearish fair value gap. You're cutting through this bearish fair value gap currently, right? Price is moving up, period. Like it, love it, or hate it, we're moving up right now. Personally, from a macro perspective, I don't agree with it. I'm actually really bearish. You've got what one of my friends calls a trend line liquidity here. I don't use trend lines. If you want to, you can draw that out. But you get the idea. Everything is pointing to we're either coming to sweep all-time highs up here at 22.7 or whatever that is, or we're going to come up and we're going to sweep this buy-side liquidity. Those are my two targets. That is where I believe the market is going. Here's the thing. Could we roll over? Yes. Do I think we're going to? No. We'll see. But you can kind of see how I use the month, the week, and also the day to kind of frame a bias. What I'll do from there is, for example, this week, what do we have this week? We have CPI Wednesday. So what does that mean for Monday? No damn trades. No trades. Tuesday. No trades, right? Because what do? We wait until Wednesday, 8:30. Man, my fingers don't work. 8:30 a.m., right? What's at 8:30? CPI. What comes after 8:30? Long, more long, and a whole bunch more longs after that. Same for Thursday. Same for Friday. I'm only looking long. But we have to wait and let the news clear, right? Yesterday was a newsless Monday. It's a newsless Tuesday. We're just chopping around in a range. I mean, look at this hourly chart, right? What are we doing? Look at this. Nothing. This is all just accumulation. Doing nothing this whole time. Look at that. Accumulating. Take out a high, take out a low, take out a high, take out a low, take out a high. Well, it's just chopping back and forth. There's no real trend here versus, like, let's say, for example, if you wanted to come back here, right? This is good price. What do? We extend up, right? And then what? We accumulate. What's another word for accumulation? Consolidation. What comes after consolidation? Well, you can either, one, just straight up expand out of consolidation, or two, you can manipulate. So what did we do here? We consolidate, make a range, high of the range, low of the range. What do? We manipulate, break this low down here, and sweep a ton of sell side liquidity, sell side liquidity, sell side liquidity. You guys get the idea, right? Sell side liquidity. We sweep all this sell side liquidity, and then what? We continue displacing long. Don't fight the trend. Don't make it harder than it has to be. Stay out of your own way. Let this manipulate, do its thing. And you know what's funny? Look at that. Would you imagine that? Right there at 10 o'clock is when we roll over. Of course we roll over at 10 o'clock because that's what we're supposed to do. Right? And then you get your distribution. And this is kind of distribution. And if we would zoom out a little bit here, you'll see your distribution actually just kind of continues up to here. Right? This is all just distribution. This is price displacing. You see? So consolidation, manipulation, distribution. Then what do? We kind of create another range. And you guys will notice this is kind of how I frame a lot of what I do. You've got your consolidation here, once again, otherwise known as accumulation. And then you get more expansion. Now what are we doing here again? Massive consolidation. I mean, this is just, it's pretty gross. And it's not tradable. Not for me anyways. I'm not trading any of this. This is all terrible. But you guys can kind of start to see, right? When I'm bullish on the month, when I'm bullish on the week, when I'm bullish on the day, what am I doing? I'm just dropping down to the 1 hour chart and I'm simply finding my way in. We've got buy side liquidity resting above us. And that's just simply my target. That's what we're going to reach for, but you have to be patient. You have to let the market do its thing, work itself out, accumulate, wait for it to look gross, right? Like, this isn't pretty by any means, but what are we doing? We're grinding up. We're respecting these bullish fair value gaps. We're just moving up. It's all we're doing. So don't make it complicated, and don't rush into things. When you know there's news on Wednesday, when you know there's going to be no volume in the market, no big boy, no hedge fund or people managing millions of dollars are going to want to get in here and put their capital, their risk on a newsless Monday and a newsless Tuesday, right before a massive market event on Monday or on Wednesday. Use your head. Think. Right? It's not that complicated. I gather a bias. I wait for the calendar to align and show me what I need to see. It's that simple. Look at this. Is this tradable to you? Look at this. I know with my old model, this 1130 wick, I'd be pissed right now. Because I probably found my way in long, just kind of chopping around, maybe got a little bit of coin. You know, I mean, look at this opening price. Just for fun, we can jump on the 5 minute. I don't really use the 5 minute anymore, but for fun, let's have a look, right? Let's throw something here at 9:30 open. This is your open. Look at this. This is all consolidation. This whole thing. This entire thing here is consolidation. Look at that. That's disgusting. You've got your London low. Asia's been wiped out. Your London low here. It came down, failed to wipe it. You know, even if you were targeting, even if you wanted, let's say you wanted a continuation short out of this range after inversing Asia. If you wanted to play a short, what are you doing? You're going to short this 5 minute fair value gap pre-market? There's no fair value gaps over here. Finally, guess what? Oh, wow, look, we might get our next leg down. Price displace, market structure shift, whatever else. Look, what a nice market structure shift, fair value gap. This is so cool. I love my life. And then what happens? Boom. You're slammed, man. You get slammed. Get off the 5 minute chart. Stop trading days where there's no news. Stop trading Mondays and Tuesdays before Wednesday has news. Get out of your own way. Clean your gun on Monday. Clean your gun on Tuesday. Load your ammunition up Wednesday morning, get your mind right, and attack. I'm glad to be back, guys. Shout out to anyone who's here watching, listening, paying attention. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them down below. Feel free to say hi. Whatever. Add me on Discord if you want. Squire, #3856, or you can find me on X at Carter May. Ask me questions on there, whatever you want. I'm glad to be back. I'm doing this full time. I'm going to pick this YouTube channel back up. I'm going to start uploading more consistently. If you have any ideas of things you want to see or whatever, send them my way. And it's been a pleasure. I've missed doing this. But we're back, and we'll see you tomorrow for the next installment of, I guess, just my next day as a full-time trader. Thank you guys. SquireTrades.